Alright, so y'all remember I tell y'all I got a lot of suppressed memories, right? So man, I'm about to tell y'all the story about a white dude named Timothy Kaiser. Timothy Kaiser been with me at an institution on a youthful offender yard. Y'all remember I tell y'all about the youthful offender yard. If y'all haven't, y'all just go on the channel and look up the video doing time with a warden turned out to be a kingpin. So back to the story of Timothy Kaiser. So y'all know the Youthful Offender Act only 10 months. You do 10 months, you go home on parole, as long as you ain't get no disciplinaries. So, and by the time you get to this point where we at the time, most of you ain't getting no trouble, you got like 4 months left. So, of course, I've been bucking the program, I've been listening, so I'm locked behind and doing 23 and 1. So locked behind and doing 23 and 1, I still get to talk to. They got inmates that's not on 23 and 1 that's on the top floor. They ain't on 23 and 1. So they go home in like 4 or 5 months. But you know I still can talk to them through the door. Cause we in the same unit over there, same dorm. So anyway, this white boy named Timothy Kaiser, he been from the same area where I'm from. But not the same city, but he from like another little part of town. But you know, we come from the same place. So you know how that jump go when you go up together, you gotta look out for your people. It ain't no like California where you dealing with um black, white, Mexican segregation or nothing like that. That shit like South Carolina Department of Correction. So anyway, so man, I on 23 and 1, and you know, he be talking to him or whatever, cause you know he from the home area, talking to him whatever. But man, one day, man, he just like matter of fact, one day even just like man, the officers was going to his door, just going to his door and talking to him, you know. And when you know when it's real quiet and then you can hear him talking the conversation, cause they don't be whispering like, "Hey, you okay in there? You okay in there?" So I'm like, all right. So I guess he tell him he good or whatever. So that was like some days before that. So we kind of suspicious because I think we was like on some type of lockdown or whatever. But we ended up coming off. We even staying that long. Even nothing that serious. So and I remember one day he come by my door. Come by my door, and this white boy, he probably like 6'2" or something like that, real tall, skinny. Um, look like the gamer type, Unabomber type. But anyway, so you know him, you know, and I used to sell him cigarettes. Sell him cigarettes. That's something I used to do. Sell him cigarettes, and I know enough about him to know like his daddy. He been the only child. His daddy owned like a car lot, and you know, his people been like they take good care of him, you know, and so one day he walk up to him, he walking past my cell, and I hollered at him because I didn't know he having something going on with him. So he been like, man, what's up, man? You all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You know, he been like, man, I just, you know, got a lot on my mind. You know, he telling me a little bit of the stuff that's on his mind, like, and what been bothering him because he feel like he been a real disappointment to his parents. That's been the main thing he tell me. He been like, man, you know, that's how I know his daddy owned like a car lot. He the only child, and all his parents ever wanted him to do was do the right thing. You know, and he keep letting them down. His thing been doing drugs. Like he ain't been committing no crimes or nothing, but his thing been doing drugs. couldn't stay away from drugs. So eventually, if you're a constant user, eventually you're gonna get caught with some drugs, and you're gonna get arrested. You might get probation. Eventually, you have to go to prison. So he must be got into so much stuff to where he ended up having to go to prison. I guess because of violations or whatever. So anyway, most likely violation, because everybody who had that Youthful Offender Act, 9 out of 10 they had you on youthful offender suspended sentence, which is probation first. So anyway, so he telling me all this, but I telling him like, man, you good, like you still got a chance, like, cause I ain't know, like, I be wilding, I be bucking up that rule, but I ain't, and I am a gangster. I can't deny that, cause I will get it in with you, and we can take it as far as you want to take it. But I a compassionate person. Like, I balance out. I a compassionate person. I got compassion for the weak, and I got respect for the strong. I got compassion for the weak. So, anyways, so I'm just trying to give them like words of encouragement to let them know, like, man, them people don't, they don't think that of you, man. We all in a situation because we make mistakes or whatever. So he talking, he like, yeah, so and I seem like I getting through to him because it's just simple. But man, he tell me, he said, man, he said, I got a riddle for you. And I said, what? I said, what riddle? He said, yeah. 10 letters, 10 letters, 2 words. So this one they coming in from eating. Like I said, I'm on 23-1. I eat behind the door. So this one they coming in from dinner time. So they about to go in for the rest of the night or whatever. So so even like 10 letters, 2 words. And I sit there trying to get it. I can't get it. I couldn't guess it for shit. So I'm up all night, man, trying to think like, damn, because I'm ready to tell him in the morning that I done figure out the riddle. Man, fucking, I'm behind the door, so my food come to the door, so I ain't got to get up and that. So I done sleep. They put my breakfast through the door. I ain't even touch that shit. I done sleep and woke up. Cause so much going on. It's like right after breakfast. So much going on. It's right after breakfast. Whole lot of chaos going on. Matter of fact, I don't even think they bring us no food behind the door. There's so much things going on. They like yelling, everybody to yourselves. Everybody to yourselves. Lockdown. So man, them boys sitting, so I wonder what the fuck going on. So they were like, man, he dead. Yeah, he dead. I'm like, who the fuck dead? So I'm like, yeah, he dead. Who that? He said, that white boy. He said, man, motherfucker, that white boy. So that's what he is. The other dudes from upstate and shit like that, saying that white boy. One dude specifically say, yeah, that motherfucker killed himself. That a stupid motherfucker. I'm like, I watch him do it. I watch him. He yelling us through the door. He on 23-1 too. No, he ain't on 23-1, but he yelling us through the door because he was locked behind his door for some reason, something he did. So he was on lockdown, individual lockdown. So he was fucking, saying all kind of shit from behind his door. So I'm like, damn, well, that man who dead? That man, the white boy who sleep down there, the tall one. So he said, yeah, man, he killed himself. I said, what? Man, so boom. That shit like fucking with my head. Like, fuck Timothy, fucking, this motherfucker kill himself on a fucking few months left. Few months. Like, I think he had like 90 days or something, like him and that much time he had to go home. Kill himself, hang himself in the room. And this the most fucked up part about it. Like, the dude, so Timothy's cell is like, his cell is like right here. This is cell dude. the dude who was locked in his room on the top floor, cell was right there. He could have seen Street Timothy room. And you know, the whole time, Timothy been trying to kill himself for days. And this time right here, trying to kill himself for days. Dude been watching him the whole time, every time, the whole time. But this time when he was trying to kill himself, he was watching him the whole time, trying to, get the sheet around his neck or whatever, because he been tall, so ain't really no place for him to really hang himself other than how he had to do it was tie his sheet to the bunk, then tie it around his neck, and he had to drop down and just allow himself to just, in a sitting position, but just still hang by his neck. So the dude, he's in his cell the whole time. Ain't nobody knowing he's encouraging him to do it. Like, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. He's saying this the whole time, but nobody don't know what the fuck he was talking about the whole time. And he was sitting there watching and basically egging him on to get it done, to the point where he actually watched him commit a, he actually watched him, did it to himself, and basically watch him until he changed color. Until he sitting there the whole time. He been knew the boy was in there. Already none gone. So I tell somebody, I'm like, man, I said, man, that motherfucker been in my cell yesterday. And he been like, man, 10 words, 10 letters, 2 words. And the person I was talking to at the time, I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure that shit out. They said, man, you stupid motherfucker. He been trying to tell you heaven or hell. And I said, oh, shit. Like, that motherfucker already planned it. When I think back on that shit, I'm like, damn. I could have seen in his eyes, bro. He hadn't given up. Like, I remember the look in his eyes. Like, I know that look till this day. His soul had unleaved. He was already dead inside. He was already he just ain't been no life in his eyes. And I've been talking to him way before this, so I knew the difference. Like, he hadn't give up. That's why I say, man, somebody told me, like, yeah, his soul already had to leave his body, and I made a decision. So I'm like, damn, boy, but yeah, man. That's what happened. Story of Timothy Kaza. I'll never forget that dude, man. Never forget that dude. And the crazy thing about it, I had a dream about that dude I had a dream about him for 2-3 days. The same dream over and over again. Like I tell you, he been a white boy. And he used to have them state, we wear them state shoes. It's called bobos, like kegs or something like that. And in my dream, I would see this motherfucker's shoes, his shoes, hanging from a tree, just swinging. Like a giant pair of shoes that was his, hanging from a tree. Or I would see a giant hand hanging from a tree. Like the hand just as big as the tree. And I'm in this car. I would always be in a car, riding past. And as I ride past, I would see this big ass pair of white fucking boo-boos fucking swinging in the tree, swinging. I see the whole leg, but it mainly be like the shoes. I would see that as I'm riding past. So yeah, man. That shit right there, man. That shit did something to me, man, forever, man. To the point where I be like, yeah, I ain't never going out like that. No matter what happens, I ain't going. R.I.P., man, Timothy Kaza, man. Suppressed memories.